rebellion is over. You can swear your allegiance to me now. Or you can die. I believe in second chances. I don't believe in third chances.
Hi, and welcome to Enchantment of Eternity's Game of Thrones Season 6 predictions videos for Prince Doran. This video is part of a series of videos where I give my predictions on what I think will happen in Season 6 of Game of Thrones, focusing on a different character every week. This video is for what I think will happen with Prince Doran Martell in Season 6. So I'll have to give a spoiler warning for all of Game of Thrones up to Season 5, a spoiler warning for Song of Ice and Fire novels on which it's based, and a spoiler warning for filming and production leaks for Season 6. If you don't want to know anything about what's going down in Season 6, this video may not be for you. Also, first off, I want to apologize that this video is being released a little late, as I've had a very busy week last week, and this week is going to be busy as well, as I am working as a first assistant director on a short film at the moment. So that's why last week I didn't release any videos other than my Game of Thrones prediction video, and this week, since we got The Walking Dead mid-season finale, I will try to get out my review for the first half of The Walking Dead Season 6, but other than that, will not have time to make any more videos. But next week I will go back to my normal schedule of releasing 3 to 4 videos a week, and will try to get my Game of Thrones predictions video out on time. So, Prince Doran. Obviously, a lot of people had a major problem with the Dorne storyline in Season 5 because, you know, even I have to say it was quite the disaster. However, I do feel that I see it somewhat differently than most, as most hated the Sand Snakes and were complaining about them from the get-go, whereas I didn't really have that big of a problem with them. It's what they did to their story that I had a problem with, and what was a bigger issue for me was how criminally underused Prince Doran was. They got this great actor, Alexander Siddig, to play him, and he did an amazing job, but he barely appeared. And the biggest offense of all was that he didn't have a master plan, as to me that was the main point of Doran, as he's like a Littlefinger type who sees 4 or 5 moves ahead and has plans within plans, and he didn't come off like that in Season 5 at all. And the Dorne storyline seemed to focus more on cheap jokes than actual plot development. However, I thoroughly disagree with those who say they want to see less of Dorne in Season 6, because I think that was part of the problem in Season 5, that we didn't see enough of them, so I think we need to see more of them in Season 6. Also, my Season 6 predictions are going to give the showrunners the benefit of the doubt and assume the reason why the Season 5 Dorne storyline was so half-assed was because they were saving the best for Season 6. So what I think will happen in Season 6 with Prince Doran is that it will start off with him being super pissed at Ellaria Sand for killing Myrcella. As I mentioned in my Jaime video, since Trystane was on a Dorne ship after Myrcella was killed, the ship will turn around and drop Trystane back off at Dorne. I don't think this will be on screen, however. Trystane will simply be in Dorne at the start of Season 6. But Doran will not at all be happy, because his plan was to put Trystane in place in the small council in King's Landing, and Ellaria just fucked that all up. Plus, as I showed at the start of this video, Doran warned her not to cross him again. So, Season 6 will begin with Arya Hotah chasing down Ellaria and the Sand Snakes and locking them up. Then Doran will stage a mock execution where he declares Ilaria was executed, but it will be done in private, and as far as anyone is concerned, Ilaria was executed. He might even make her think she's going to be executed, get like a chopping block and executioner ready, and when the executioner swings his sword, he just barely misses, and he's like, "Fool you!" And Doran will then reveal that he was using Marcella to put Trystane in place for a long-term plan to strike against the Lannisters, but she just fucked that all up, and he'll have to reset for another plan now. The Sand Snakes will be present, and he will tell them that he'll keep Ilaria locked up and they will be working for him now, and if they cross him, he'll have her killed. So he'll send the Sand Snakes off on some various missions. What they are exactly, I'm not sure, but it will have something to do with the fact that the Lannister forces will be on their way to Dorne to strike back as retribution for the assassination of Princess Marcella. This much has been implied through many interviews with actors and writers that suggest that the Lannisters are going to be wanting revenge for what happened to Marcella. So, we'll get a few more character scenes with Doran to fully flesh out his character, we damn well better, and some scenes with the Sand Snakes, off on their various missions, whatever they may be. However, the Sand Snakes won't know what Doran's endgame is. They'll complete their missions, return back to base, and be like, okay, what now? And then Doran will point to where the sea is, and they'll see a massive fleet of ships approaching, with some dragons flying ahead. That's right, Daenerys and the Unsullied, the Second Sons, and Dothraki, and boatloads of former slave refugees from Volantis will arrive in Dorne. As I explained in my Daenerys video, Doran will warmly welcome the refugees in Dorne and find places for them, citing the historical arriving of the Rhonar and how it only strengthened House Martell. And so Doran's plan all along was to make an alliance with Daenerys, as shortly before the Mad King's fall, Dorne was a very strong friend to the Targaryens, and the whole time, after Robert's Rebellion, Doran has been scheming with Varys to try to put them back on the throne. By this time, the Lannister forces will be approaching Dorne, so a joint army of dragons, Unsullied, Dothraki, and Dornishmen will meet the Lannister forces and easily wipe them out. It will be a slaughter that will put Stannis' defeat at the end of Season 5 to shame. And then Doran's Season 6 storyline will end with him and Daenerys plotting to charge on to King's Landing next and put her on the throne. So, these predictions are all just wild shots in the dark. I don't expect to get more than 20% of them correct, and if I do, I'll consider it a success. I know a lot of people have had a problem with my predictions that Daenerys would arrive in Westeros by the end of Season 6, but I'm remaining hopeful that this is the case, but we'll see. So that's it for my Season 6 predictions for Prince Doran. Be sure to come back here every Monday for a new Game of Thrones Season 6 predictions video focusing on a different character every week. I'll try to be on time from now on, and be sure to check out my channel for many more Game of Thrones videos, and make sure you subscribe so you can keep up with all that. Thanks a lot for watching.